Alright everyone, this is Ash. Welcome back to the King's Speech. So as promised, we're going to get around to the read-throughs again starting this weekend. I was planning to get through to this yesterday, but because it was my birthday weekend, I decided I'd celebrate a little bit first before diving back into recording and stuff like that. With that said, like I promised in the Shonen Jump stuff last weekend, we're going to be covering the next volume of Yona of the Dawn, as well as continuing our Berserk read-through, which I think it's been a while since we've done this last. Yeah, it's been almost 8 months since we did this, so this should be interesting going back through all of that. So I think last time when I did it, I went through the first volume in the deluxe edition that I got. So I think the plan today is we'll try to do the same. We'll cover the second volume in the deluxe edition. Depending on how long the video goes, it's going to be looking like it's going to be running over an hour because it's like almost 200 pages to get through. I might just cut it off in half and just do like one of the chapters in the volume. But we'll see how it goes. But apart from that, we'll get back to the regular read-through cycle again. So right now we're going to cycle through, since Yona of the Dawn is going to be on break after this, we'll do Berserk, Vinland Saga, and then Bride's Story again. Because Vinland Saga has finally ended with, the series has finally ended with its last chapter recently. So I'm very curious to kind of get caught up on it now and see what the final arc was like and how the series concluded. So a lot of good stuff coming your way, so if you haven't already, please do like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Just another reminder that Shonen Jump is on break this week because it's the Obon Festival holiday. So the entire magazine is on break, but everything will be back next weekend. So look forward to that. Without further ado, let us dive into it with the Berserk Deluxe Edition, Volume 1. Or as we get Volume 1, but Volume 2 of the series. As we get into the Guardians of Desire, Chapter 2. So we pick up where we left off last time with Guts kind of following the tortured guy into the dungeon where he sees a little egg thing and goes, "A Behelit." He's like, "You know what this is?" And Guts kind of just grabs him, like slams him up against the wall. He's like, "Eek!" He's like, "Guts, stop!" He's like, "Who the hell are you? Where'd you get this thing?" He's like, "It's not mine. It's from the castle. I stole it from the Count. I'm telling you the truth." And Guts just drops him with a woomph. He's like, "Tell me about it. Tell me everything you know." And he goes, "My name is Vargas. I used to be the castle physician. In those days, the Count was a different person. He was cruel, but at least he was still human. But 7 years ago, after getting hold of this thing, the Count changed. He began to treat people as if they were mere playthings, dissecting them alive, slicing them open, chopping them up, violating them, and then eating them. His inquisition of heretics became nothing more than an excuse to acquire more bodies." And you see the little torture chamber that he's set up in his little dungeon. And Guts is just like leaning nearby as he's listening. This guy couldn't bear to be a part of the Count's diversions, so I secretly fled the castle with my wife and 2 sons. But on our way out, we were caught and thrown into prison. Then the fiend hacked me up, and right before my eyes, he took my wife and my sons. Even now, the image is seared into my memory. Oh, and you see him as he's been crucified nearby, and he sees the Count just like swallowing parts of like a body whole. Oh, and you see him in like this little slug form as he's ingesting them. And you see a Puck just like collapsing in like disgust. It's like, "At the time, more than anger or sorrow, more than concern for my wife and 2 sons, I was nothing but a prisoner of fear. I used a drug that I concealed to feign my death, and when the opportunity arose, I slipped out of the castle taking this thing with me. It was a miracle. Since then, 7 years have passed. During that time, I've tirelessly researched every aspect of religion and the occult, but I could never uncover a single clue about the nature of this thing. This thing, what in the world is it?" And Guts is like a key. That key opens a portal to another world that overlaps our own. It's a key that summons demons from another dimension that have manipulated the dark side of human history since ancient times. The 5 members of the God Hand. And you see on the next page as someone sneaking through. I don't know where. So it's like I went into the castle to the medicine area. He's like, Lord Zondark, calm down, please." He's like, "I'll kill you." So that's the giant knight guy from last volume. And you have a "Gah!" as he crushes one of the physician's head. He's like, what's going on here? It's like, it's His Majesty. It's like, what's all this racket? It's like, it's Lord Zondark's condition. He's like, Black Swordsman, I'll kill you, as he's like ripping the bandages off his face. And he's like, He's like, Excellency, this is dangerous. May I suggest you return to your chambers? He's like, have everyone vacate the room at once, doll. He's like, but I said at once. And yeah, everyone leave immediately. And as they walk out, I see Zondark just kind of like smashing his head against a pillar. And the Count just comes like grabs him from behind like a stranglehold. He goes, you despise him, don't you, the Black Swordsman? He's like, yes, I'd do anything to kill him. And the Count just laughs with a, very well then. I'll grant you your wish. Ugh. And you see as his mouth opens up like this giant slug's like coming out of it. And he's like, eee! It's like, take it inside of you, my daemon. As you see this nasty ass slug with his face as he drops into his mouth. It's like, Lord Dahl. It's like, what is it? One of our informers. He says he knows the whereabouts of the fugitive, the Black Swordsman. It's like, what? Excellent. Take 30 troops along with you. And he's like, wait. As the doors creak open. And he's like, Your Excellency, we lose the element of surprise if you send too many men to kill him. And don't forget what happened this afternoon. No matter how many foot soldiers we send after him, it's unlikely they'll be able to stop him. I have a better plan. And you see Zondark just walking out, looking all fit. And he goes, Zondark, the time has come for you to wreak vengeance to your heart's content. He goes, as he starts grinning evilly and just laughing. And you see back in the underground chamber with the, wow, it's really well made. As Puck is like checking out the bezel and he's just like trying to poke it. With a swap, he's just like hitting it. He's like, whew, I don't believe it. Won't budge an inch. But if you look closely, he's kind of got a neat look in it and you see one of its eyes just like popping open and staring at him. It's like, it's art. Yeah, art. And he freaks out, launches himself backwards. As Guts is like, it's not artwork. That thing's alive. It's like, why didn't you tell me before I touched it, you big jerk? It's like, well, it may be alive, but it's no danger in its current state. Let's say it's a kind of a tool. It's like, well, how does it summon the God Hand? It's like, stupid. I wouldn't be going through all this trouble if I knew that. And he looks back over and he sees the eye staring at him again. It's like, I forgot to ask you something. It's like, how did the Count first get a hold of this thing anyway? And he's like, by chance. He happened to buy it from a caravan of merchants that stopped by the castle one day. Even the merchants knew nothing about it. Sorry, what was this guy's name? Second. Vargas, yeah. He happened to buy it from a caravan of merchants that stopped by the castle one day. Even the merchants knew nothing about it. All they said was that they found it in a town bazaar somewhere to the east. And Guts is like, by chance? And you see Vargas just laying on a piece of paper as he goes, look at this. It's a layout map of the castle. There's a secret passage used for escape from the castle that only a handful of people know about besides the Count himself. If all goes well, you should be able to reach the inner compound undetected. I wish I could go with you, but with this body of mine, I'd only be a hindrance. It's like, I beg you, for the past 7 years I've waited for this day. I've waited for the day that a man like you would appear. It's like, you're my only hope. Please, avenge me. And you see as he like grabs up, lays a hand on Guts, he kind of just flinches and like whips his hand off and kicks him and goes, don't touch me. And he's like, Guts. He's like, hey, what's the big idea? He's like, you make me sick. Don't you ever touch me like that again, understand? Have you seen yourself in the mirror lately? You're the one who looks like a monster. At least make yourself a little more presentable. And Puck's like, listen, you. He's like, how come you're always picking on people like that? And he kind of just flicks him away. He's like, you jerk. And Vargas is like, it's okay. I don't mind. If only you kill the Count. I don't care what you say about me. He's like, old fella. He's like, spineless bastard. It's like, I won't avenge you, but I'll kill him all the same. He's like, shh, quiet. He's like, what's wrong? And then you see Zondark just smashing through the wall with his axe. And he's like, Guts! And he's like, the guy from this afternoon. It's like, you again? Tough bastard, aren't you? And as soon as he sees Guts, he starts going berserk and like launches himself towards him. And he sends Guts kind of just flying backwards. He's like, ugh. He's like, Guts? And as Guts gets up, he sees the brand on his neck starting to bleed again. He's like, now I get it. You're not even human anymore. He's like, fool, I'll hack you to pieces. He's like, Guts! And you see Guts just swings his sword and cuts his arm off with the axe. He's like, Gah! It's like, you got him! And as he looks at it, you see like these tentacles like just sliming out of his hand as he goes and like reach and pick up the axe. He's got like this giant like monstro hand now. He's like, kill! And you have an E as Puck goes and hides himself inside a skull. With Yuthum, his Guts just like holds a sword behind him in a pose. I assume to like swing it. It's called chop you into mincemeat. And as the arms as the tentacle arms like trying to surround him, you have a whoa and a ka-chong. As Guts uses his sword to kind of block it. And he goes spitting backwards into the wall. And you see him just like lashing out with his arm like a whip all around the store. And you have as Puck's just like trying to run away as the roof's about to fall him, you see Vargas broke the blow. He's like, hey old fella, are you okay? He's like, more or less, but you're the one I'm worried about, little one. He's like, thanks. Did you have an eek? As more timber like falls down. He's like, what a horrible monster. God save us. He's swinging that battle axe around like a whip. It's too fast for the human eye to see. At this rate, we'll all be chopped to bits. And Puck's like, but the thing is, it's too fast to see, but Guts is blocking every single blow. And you see him just like effortlessly swinging the sword around as he's blocking it. And you have a gah! As he whips his cloak around and then swings out behind him and chops off his other arm. And then he chops off part of his head as well. And as he comes in, whatever, big axe bros, just managed to block it with his axe hack. It's like, he's incredible. I always knew he was tough, but it seemed like he was just swinging his sword around wildly. But now I realize that he's a master swordsman. He's like, half his head's chopped off and he's still... It was well done, Black Swordsman. And you see the little demon just popping out of the wound. As you have, not bad, Black Swordsman, for a mortal, that is. You have it, the Count? It's a long time no see, Vargas. He sees a behelit nearby on the floor and he goes and grabs it. It's like, so it is you. Just you wait. After I take care of him, I'll be delighted to continue where we left off 7 years ago. It was truly impressive. You've honed your strength and skill to the utmost. Surely no one can defeat you. No human, that is. The fact that you're mortal is your downfall as he starts swinging his axe around again. And you see the roof finally had enough, like, starts collapsing on him. He's like, I was like, hey, over here, hurry! And you see Vargas just taking him out through a little exit in the floor. And you see his howdy just going up in flames. And you see as they break out through a sewer grate, he's like, yeah, that's your idea of an escape route? He's like, I wonder if he's dead. He's like, huh? And Vargas is like, was that the Count? It's like, nah, it's not the Count. It was more like his daemon. It was feeding off that guy up there, total control of his mind and body. All that remained was his desire to kill. It's like, this is where we part, but before I go, there's something I want from you. The Behelit. Come on, think of it as a down payment for killing the Count. That thing's of no use to you anyway. And as Vargas is looking at it, he just like grabs it out of his hand. And he's like, hey! He's like, later. He's like, hey, Guts! And Puck's like, old fella, take care of yourself, okay? He's like, I will. And you take care of yourself too, little one. It's like, you're a good person, you know that? At first I thought you were kind of creepy, but... He's like, oh, I'm sorry. He's like, that's okay. Now go. He's like, okay, bye. And he's like, one more thing. I think that people need to keep living. You see, I don't really know much about life, but living for the future is more important than trying to avenge the past, I guess. What am I saying? I guess I'm just mixed up. And Vargas is like, no, you're right. He's like, haha, see ya. Like such a dear elf. Well, I can't just stand around here forever. And you see like a little worm just like following Vargas through the water. And it whips out with the tentacle arm and grabs him. He's like, it can't be! And you see the daemon's eyes kind of just like popping out of the sewer grate. Jeff, listen, Guts, that's so rude. Just taking the bellet and walking off like that. At least you could have seen him off somewhere safe. Near Kachak, like, what's the big idea? He saved you, you know. He showed you a secret passage into the castle, too. He even gave you the bellet. He's like, I could have done those things myself. Well, except for this, which is much appreciated. So much that I would have taken it by force if necessary. It's like, scoundrel! It's like, but both of you want to destroy the Count, right? You're allies after all. It's like, allies? Me and him? You're kidding me, right? Even when he begged me, I turned him down, that Megdi creep. It's like, how could you? Like, I can't be bothered by some good-for-nothing bastard acting like we're friends. He'll end up dragging me down with him. And he goes, that goes for you too, bug. And you see Puck just getting like all angry and sad. And as you see Guts walking, suddenly goes into an alcove. He's like, what is it? It's like, shh. It's like, another execution? Is it true? It's like, yes, but there was just one yesterday. It's like, I know, but they say it's a friend of that fellow who caused all the commotion at the execution grounds. I hear it's supposed to be a warning to him. He's like, Guts! And you see Guts just grimacing. He's like, hey, wait! Guts! And you see later he's like taking out his crossbow, like doing maintenance on it. He's like, Guts! Hey, Guts! He's like, hey, Guts! It's like, Guts! And you see him just like testing out all his weapons on his little mechanical arm. It's like, okay, I can take a hint. Alright then, I won't ask you again. And he just goes flying off. And as he does, like Guts takes off his arm, just like looks at the stump of where it was. And then he thinks back to Vargas, like lost both of his legs and like just like touching his eye as well. So he sliced them up, chopped them off, and then ate them. Before my eyes, he took my wife and my sons. And you see him just kind of like touching the brand on his neck. He's like, I was nothing but a prisoner of fear. Please, avenge me. As he Guts just like slamming into the wall, breaking a hole into it. And you see later at the execution grounds with, we meet again, Vargas. What has it been, 7 years now? He's like, ho ho, what are you glaring at? Normally we need to give you a painstaking interrogation, but I've decided to get it over with and execute you right away. You should be grateful. It's like, Your Majesty, the object you mentioned is nowhere to be found. It's like, I see. So the Black Swordsman has it? And you see Puck watching from nearby with, old fella! Oh, what do I do? What do I do? And he sees Gus just hovering nearby. He's like, Guts! As he goes flying in. He's like, I knew you'd come! There is some good in you! So what are you going to do? You better hurry up or the old fella's going to... He's like, you got it all wrong. He's like, huh? I just came to watch him die. It's like, look, in the shadows past the castle gate, it's a trap. As soon as I approach the execution stand, hundreds of troops will burst out. You think I'm so noble they'll just walk right into their trap? It's like, but... It's like, if you're so worried about it, why don't you save them? He's like, but I couldn't possibly do that alone. It's like, then shut up. It's like, the same goes for him. An average person, a misfit who can't even swing a sword. It's ridiculous for him to think he can defeat that monster. And it's like, ambition comes with a price attached. Of course, that price comes too high if you die for nothing. It's like, not again like before. His emotions are pouring into me. The reward for ambition, too great, is self-destruction. It's like, it burns. Dark and violent emotions pounding into me. Self-hating, destructive, burning like black magma. It's like, is this the source of Guts' strength? Jeff, old fella, as they force Vargas' head down to the execution block. It's like, he should have known his limits. A rat should live like a rat. And he's like, Guts, are you afraid? It's like, what are you talking about? The old fella fighting enemies he can't possibly defeat. You're afraid of him, aren't you? Yeah, you are afraid. Afraid to admit that you're also fighting a losing battle. You don't want to admit that you're just like him. And Gus just turns away. He's like, bah. It's like, well, then why'd you come here? If you really didn't care, you wouldn't be here at all. If you hated that old fellow that much... You see Gus just grabbing him with, you talk too much, you know that? Where does an elf like you get off talking like a human? And you see he's just looking all sad. with tears welling up, and then with a gurry he just bites Guts to let him go. He's like, "Bop, bop, bop!" He's just doing like little shadow boxing noises. He's like, "You big ass, selfish bastard chicken." He's like, "You little brat." Excuse me. It's like, "Damn, Bug." It's like, "Should I feel compassion?" It's like, "You gotta be kidding me." And you see as he's hovering over the execution stand, he's like, "My head is splitting. Fear, anger, sadness, guilt. The hysteria of hundreds of people swirling around inside of me." He's like, "Old fella." And he sees Guts nearby just smirking. He's like, "Should I? Should I?" And you see him just trying to fly full tilt towards the executioner. And Guts is like, "That idiot?" And Vargas is like, "That little fella." And it's with a plunk as he just bounces off the axe and falls down. And Guts is like, "Stupid." And you see the executioner just picking him up and just like looking at him. It's like, "What are you doing? Get on with it." It's like, "Yes, sir." It's like, "It's a shame." And that's Vargas saying it's a shame. It's like, "What's that supposed to mean?" It's like, "That I won't be around to enjoy the sight of you choking on your own blood. Death will be paying you a visit soon enough. Along with the hundreds of victims you've killed, will drag you down to hell with them." It's like, "Nonsense. Finish him off." And Vargas just screams out, "Black swordsman, I beg of you, hold up this devil's severed head before us once and for all. Hold it up before us." And as the axe goes down with a wunk, Vargas's head goes flying off. And as Guts is walking away, his brand starts hurting. And he sees the deformed little creature kind of just showing up to haunt him again. It kind of like morphs into Vargas. And he's like, "You again." He's like, "Ah!" He's like, "Hold up his severed head before us." And you have, "Didn't show up after all, did you, Black Swordsman? Well done." Or maybe, and up above you see this girl just watching over the execution grounds. You have later with, "Damn, how come we gotta do this crap? Not that I care, but the corpses are practically pouring out of this pit." It's like, forget about it. It's like, what a fool, thinking he could take on the Count as one of them grabs Vargas' head. And then he looks at him and says, "Gulp." It's like, "Ugh, yuck, let's finish our work and get out of here." And you see Guts looming up behind him as he knocks him out. He goes, "The look in your eye, filled with vengeance. I won't fail like you." And he sees as his brand is hurting, he sees like, "I'm in pain." He sees like all these specters and spirits rising up out of the ground. It's like, "His head. We want the Count's head." It's like, "Revenge. Revenge. We want revenge together." As they're all just kind of climbing all over him. He's like, "No." It's like, "Together. Revenge." And he just screams out no like this demonic face, and all the spirits just flee. He's like, "Never. Never. You and I got nothing in common. You're dead, all of you. This is my fight. Mine, a person of flesh and blood. You're nothing but worthless scum. Get away from me, carcasses." It's like, "That's right. I'll do it myself. I'll kill the Count with my very own flesh and blood." As you have the Guardians of Desire end. Yes, I think we'll finish off the chapter of the volume. We should be getting through it relatively speedily. But yeah, you see Guts just rushing up the castle walls. As the Count is walking around with Puck just caught in a little jail. It's like, "Old fella, I couldn't do a thing to save you. Not a single thing." He's like, "What's going to happen to me now?" And just imagines that he's been made like a little puck cake. And you see with the chick as the Count opens up a room and goes into where the girl was watching him from up above before. And he goes, "Still awake, Theresia?" He's like, "Eh?" He's like, "Father?" It's like, "What is it, Father? Why are you coming to see me so late?" It's like, "I just have a little something for you." And she's like, "Oh, it's an elf? Is it real?" And she's silent and he goes, "Well, do you like it?" It's like, "Yes, thank you, Father." And he's like, "Are you lonely here, Theresia? Be patient, my dear. I couldn't possibly let you out to the impure world overrun by filthy heretics." It's like, "Theresia, you're the only..." And as he tries to like reach out to her, she just kind of like reels back. And he just kind of looks angry at her. She's like, "Ah!" He's like, "You still won't let me touch you?" And she's looking a little sad. He's like, "So be it. It's getting late. Good night." He's like, "Father?" It's like, "Nothing. Forget it." And you see Isaac doors the door. He's like, "Excellency." He's like, "Go away." He's like, "What?" He's like, "Leave me be." And he sees later that night with Theresia. It's like, alas. It's like, yes, or is that, it's at last. No, he does say alas. As he does alas, he grabs like the piece of the ledger, like breaks it off. He's like, he has come. And you see, as he's heading up the stairs, you see Zondark, was it? The fucking night guy, transforming again. It's like, you're a stubborn bastard, you know that? It's like, I've been waiting for you, Black Swordsman. And you see he's looking even more monstrous than he was before. It's like, you're much prettier than the last time I saw you. It's like, no more games this time. There's nowhere to run. And he starts whipping out, he starts like lashing out at the roof again. And Guts pulls out his crossbow and starts firing at him. With a ground, what? And you see as he's forcing him back with the force of the bolts, he's just firing more and more bolts at him. And you see as he smashes down, like he's trying to destroy the stairs around him. And Gus just keeps launching upstairs as he keeps firing more bolts at him. Then he pulls out his sword and starts slashing through him. And you have a growl! And a woo! As he's like falling down, Gus is trying to like jump around him. And you see as he goes, it's futile. No matter how much you chop me up, no matter how much you hack up this possessed body, unless you cut off my head, I'll just keep on regenerating myself over and over again. And as he's saying this, Guts' sword just shears clean through his skull. It's like, thanks for the tip. And you see a Bruce as the, fucking disgusting bad, as the top part of the head just kind of like morphs up more tentacles and starts like swirling its way down the sword. It's like, now I'll feed off your body. He's like, what? And you see Guts just baseball style as he grabs the sword, smashes the head into the wall and crushes it. And he's like, It's like, don't think it's over yet. I'll be waiting for you upstairs. And you see Guts kind of collapses from the strain. He goes, damn, lost too much blood. He's like, I can't give up. He's just like pushing his arms into this to force himself forcing himself into it with the pain. So just wait and see. I'll skewer you. I'll skewer your damn head on my blade of steel. And is he back in the room with Athresia? She opens up the cage. And Puck's like, and he's like trying to inch backwards. He's like, I'm not very tasty. Elves aren't very good for your digestion, you know. Not to mention we're high in calories. It's like, I won't hurt you. You can come out. I know what it feels like to be locked up in a cage. So you're just saying that now so you can eat me alive when I come out. It's like, I understand why you don't trust me. I'm his daughter after all. It's like, Father's a different person since that day. It's like, that day, as he steps out, the day Mother died 7 years ago. I was just a baby then, so I don't remember anything. But this is what Father told me. In those days, there was a sect of heretics at large who opposed my father. One day they kidnapped Mother and threatened to kill her if Father didn't let them practice their pagan worship freely. Father, of course, couldn't allow that without permission from the king, so he refused their demands, and they carried out their threat. She's like, Mother was sacrificed alive as an offering to their evil god. Father was a great ruler. He may have been harsh, but that was so he could defend his kingdom against neighboring enemies. He was trusted and loved by all, even as a father. And you see this little happy little family portrait nearby. And yeah, but Father changed. Like a man possessed, he started hunting down heretics. Now it doesn't even make a difference anymore whether they're heretics or not. It's almost as if he enjoys hurting people. And as she's crying, Puck's trying to like comfort her. He's like, Theresia, it's like, I'm scared. Sometimes I feel almost as if he's not human anymore. You see down this row of statues down below. You have, strangely humid tonight. It's like, yeah, a night like this we should just take off. He's like, hey, don't joke like that. At this castle, that's not even funny. And Guard's like, huh? What's wrong? He's like, hey, over there. He's like, who goes there? And you see Guts just dropping both of them with a crossbow bolt as he walks past them. And he walks down some stairs and he sees just a bunch of guards waiting for him. And they go, we knew you'd be coming as we knew you were in league with Vargas. This is as far as you go. Surrender quietly, or I'll have you killed at once. Guts is like, move. You're in my way, move. He's like, fool, you think you can take on 50 troops yourself? Archers, fire at will! And as they loose a volley at him, Gus just effortlessly blocks it with his sword. He's like, with his sword? Well, he goes running forward and just goes and like bisects through a bunch of them all at once. He's like, what are you waiting for? Attack! As more and more of them rush forward, he's just swinging the sword around, just smashing them all. He's like, come on, what are you doing? Jericho! He's like, get him! You always bragged about being stronger than Zondar. And you see this other heavily muscled guy with like a mace in one hand, or a flail in one hand, and a shield in the other. It's like, show us your strength, now! And as he's running forward, he's like whipping it above his head. And you see Guts, without any effort, just smashes into him and sends him reeling back. He's like, gah! And you see he just cuts through him, shield and everything. Cuts through him and into the pillar behind him as well. Duel Safe artwork has been consistently phenomenal throughout this. You see, wait, where do you think you're going, fools? And all the men just run away. It's like, I'm warning you, come back! And he just looms over the other priest guy. He's like, I'm sorry. Back in Theresia's room. He's like, I'm sorry. It's like, huh? About what? Couldn't stop myself from crying. It's been so long since I've talked to anyone. It's like, no problem. I'll lend you my shoulder. It's like, hey, do you have a name? It's like, the name's Puck. It's like, tell me, Puck. You fly, don't you? What does it feel like to fly? It's like, what's it like? Normal, I guess. The same as for birds or bugs. It's like, well, I guess it's a bit easier than walking. I mean, half of it is just up to the wind. He's like, it's just an everyday thing for you elves, isn't it? And he looks around the room with like this piano, like all this other stuff there. It's like, Theresia, you haven't been in here all this time, have you? For 7 years? She's like, Father doesn't let me leave this room. He thinks there are still heretics lurking about the city even now. He won't let anyone from the city or anyone even remotely connected to the city near me. This is my world. Outside this window, my little piece of sky. He's like, such sober eyes, not the eyes of a child. And below, she sees like the guard just running away with, what's going on? What is it? It's a burglar, an intruder in the inner compound. Puck's like, Guts. It's like, Theresia, I've got to go. She's like, huh? That burglar they're talking about. It's someone I know. He's like, you can't go. It's too dangerous. He's like, I'll be all right. I'm pretty quick. But don't worry. Seen my share of battles I have. And she's like, no! And like jumps backward in shock. He's like, I'm sorry. He's like, of course. It's natural that you'd worry about your friend. He's like, well, he's not exactly my friend. And she opens the window for him. He's like, go on then. He's like, Theresia. It's like, I told you I knew what it felt like to be locked up in a cage, didn't I? That's because I am. It's like, well, it's like, okay, see ya. And you see as he's letting away, she closes the window. And as he comes back, she's like wiping away the tears as he like knocks on the window. Like, what is it? So something I forgot to say. I'll be back to see you later. And she just gets like all happy and excited. It's like, and then I'll take you out of here. It's like, alrighty then, see you soon. And she's like, for so long now, I'd given up even dreaming about it. To actually leave this room? To go outside? And yeah, for revenge on the heretics who robbed him of the woman he loved? Is that why the Count acquired demonic powers? He summoned the God Hand and he himself became a demon? And you see as Gus just kicks the small priest guy into the room. And his face is just all bloodied. And you have, impressive that you made it this far. He sees this long ass hallway leading up to the Count. Fucking FromSoft ass boss room. I was like, well done, Black Swordsman. Come now and test me. Let's see just how far human power will go. And you see Gus just walking up slowly up to the dais. And with a thump, as he steps on one of the things, he notices something. He stabs the sword below where a bunch of tentacles are hiding. You have a bish, 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 bish. As he like slams it into the mouth of a demon. It's like nicely countered. And you see more of it. Ugh. And you see as he like the Count like rips up the concrete floor from where like his fucking disgusting slug underbelly was hiding. It's like, I now grasp the extent of your skills. It seems that I too must take this fight a little more seriously. And Puck's like, whoops, I flew out all right, but I forgot to ask where the Count's quarters are. Here's a bakam and a what? And he looks at this gaping hole and says, like, Guts! As he walks inside, he sees this just mass of flesh. And he's like, ah! And you see, I'll crush you. as you see the slug in his full, ugly slug-ass countenance as he's fully transformed now. And you have an eek! Rumble, rumble, a grach as Guts swings his sword and just like cuts off a piece of him. It's like, now you understand as the tentacle just like regenerates. It's futile. No matter how many times you chop off my arms and legs, each time you cut them off, my body becomes stronger. It grows bigger and bigger. A mere sword can't possibly destroy me. And he's like, yeah. As I assume he's transforming and like wrecking the cast around him. And in Tracey's room, you see like all the stuff just falling over. He's like, huh? And you have crick, crick, crick as the roof collapses on her. And she's like, ah! And she sees that the door has been unhinged by this. Like, the door is... And she sneaks out underneath it. Oh no, she thinks about going out, but then she gets scared, and she thinks about Puck, and then like steals herself, like opens the doors. And she back downstairs with the guts! As he's dodging the Count's attacks. Jeff, where are you? What happened to that vigorous onslaught of yours? Did you finally realize that you have no chance of winning and decide to run away? So what's going on? This can't be happening! As he's trying to run away, Guts intercepts the other guy. He's like, where are you, Black Swordsman? Oh, and he sees the Count, sees a cloak sticking out of a pillar. He's like, Guts, behind you! He's like, hehehe. And you see he put his cloak on the old guy and just like ported it, basically held him up against the pillar. The Count collapsed on him. You see Guts coming out from behind, swinging. Oof. As he gets to like this giant slash across the Count's face. It's like, just a surface wound. Like, damn! And one of his arms just comes and like slams him backwards. And you see as Guts is like tossed around, he's coughing up blood. Puck's like, Guts! It's like, you rogue! You set a decoy and aimed for my head on the spur of the moment. Indeed, your quick wits show that you're a first-rate warrior. But in the end, that's just a human technique. It's irrational to think you can defeat me. I, who am beyond human. It's like the brand on your neck. It's hard to believe that someone can survive with that brand carved into their flesh. Revenge, is that it? But of course, you'll never win, a mere mortal like yourself. You see, you can't even stand up after a single strike for me, as you see Guts like trying to stand up and trembling. It's not worth being constantly hounded by demons chopped to pieces. There's no need for you to continue your war of pain and fear. That's right, it's a meaningless fight. You should put an end to it now. I will release you from your suffering. I will dispatch you once and for all, back to where you belong, your final resting place in hell. It was already preordained the moment the brand was carved into your neck. Divine providence cannot be thwarted by man's efforts. Then you can die proudly, now knowing that you at least inflicted one blow upon me. And Puck's like, look out! As the arm's like swiping towards him. Does it break his leg? And we have a gah and a kaboom. And then, as another tentacle like wraps around him and the Count just like tries to lift him up into the air. And you see Gus just like grabbing on with his sword. Try and block him. And you see the Count just like slamming him around. He's like, still won't part with your sword, I see. Oof. And he keeps slamming him into pillars. And you see him just laid out bloody and looking unconscious on a little slab. The Count just kind of like grinning evilly. So yeah, I think I will cut it off there because there's not much left to do for the next volume, but I think I will just do a volume at a time. I think it works better. So I guess quick thoughts on the volume itself in general. So again, you can very much see the From Software they got their influences from for like the Dark Souls series, all that kind of stuff. With like the Count's area like leading up to him on the dais looking very much like a FromSoft boss room you would encounter. With Guts' sword, of course, like being like a prominent weapon throughout all the series and things. So I really do like those touches. Apart from that, like again, artwork has been phenomenal all the way through, with all the double page spreads and everything. Just excellent, really excellent work all throughout. Apart from that, not much more to say. Like again, because I think first time I read this, way back when I was like first reading Berserk, I feel like I had a little bit of a disdain for Guts' character, and I can kind of see where you have like the shallow interpretations of like the dude bros being like, oh, you know, he's like the edgy edgelord of edgy characters, where he's dark and brooding and kind of like insults people. throughout all that and things like that. Which you also have kind of Puck being like the empathetic character he is, like feels the strong feelings and everything, kind of chipping away at that facade that Guts has kind of put up, where he's kind of like, you're just like, this is all just an act. You are pretty, it's like you actually are scared. You are also cowardly, and that's where like all this self-hatred, self-disdain kind of projecting onto characters like Vargas, because you feel like, they gave up too easily, they gave up too weakly. And that self-hatred is kind of like driving you to kind of lash out at everyone else around you. So I can see how like Muira kind of sense that, there would be like some misinterpretations of his character as being like, just kind of like an edgy dude, bro, that goes around just like insulting people, doing all that, and kind of already trying to like chip away at that kind of facade. So I do appreciate the character. I do appreciate that. And right now he seems kind of one-dimensional, where he's kind of like, angry, just being hurtful, things like that. So I'm looking forward to seeing like those layers being peeled back as we get further into the series. But yeah, apart from that, not much else to say. Like I said, artwork and everything is stunning. The count and like the horror stuff has really been good. So yeah, really good volume. Looking forward to kind of seeing where the series develops and goes from here. Because again, this series has a reputation for a reason. I'm really kind of excited to dive into and find that out. But yeah, so far enjoying the series a lot. Not much more else to say, but looking forward to where it goes to from here. So with all that said, I hope you all did enjoy this video. If you did, please do like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Like I mentioned, Yona and Berserk will be out today. Next week we'll get to Bride's Story, and then read through Vinland Saga will be back as well. And then we'll just cycle through a couple of these series until I finish one of them. But a lot of stuff to look forward to with Shonen Jump also coming back next week. So like, comment, subscribe so you don't miss anything out in the meantime. But until next time, this is Ash. I'll talk to you all later.